and welcome to my mending pile, which I desperately need to tackle. So that's what we're gonna do. This is the first thing I'm mending. It's a mohair blanket that I thrifted, like, I want to say like 2 years ago now. I've had it for ages, but even when I bought it, it was in need of reparations, and I have yet to actually tackle them. They've just been sitting. So this blanket has basically been like not used, or not really used, since I got it. However, I think it's so stunning. I actually think it says it's a rug, but I don't see how this could be a rug. Like, I just feel like you would be slipping all over the place, and like clearly I don't know, I just feel like it wouldn't be like the longest lasting situation. I need to repair where the like warp was cut on both sides. There are like these holes like this that have, just because of like use and stuff. So there's like, this is one, another one here. I think I might do just like a blanket stitch to reinforce the ends with the warp threads, just because I think that that would help it out. Kind of same situation here. As you can see, it's not looking great, babes. And then there's a couple holes that I've started. Thing is, I also started mending this a couple years ago and just never really finished it. So it's like half kind of mended here. I don't know how obvious that is. But yeah, I really need to do this so that I can actually use it, because I think it would be really nice. I know that I'm not going to repair this perfectly, and it will probably need mending in the future, just because of how how it's been worn down. It's how it's continuing to wear down. It's just going to need to happen. But I think if I can bring this at least to a place where I'm comfortable using it, I'm good with that. And especially this is an item, to me, that's worth mending. A Robert Burns mohair rug. I've looked them up on like eBay and stuff, and they usually go for like $100 or something. Like, they're pretty high quality, I think that's fair to say. Like, you can kind of tell that this was probably hand woven to a certain extent. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I feel like this might be a bit of a weird angle, but we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna show you what I'm planning to use to mend all of these projects. Obviously, these are all wool projects. Like, this is the only woven one. The other three are knitted. In past mending projects, I have always kind of used one of two things, which is either tapestry wool is what it's called. It's DMC is like one of the popular brands, but there's tons of other ones that you can also find. All of mine are thrifted. I'll show you really quick what that is. And then recently, well, I say recently, this is like the other one that I've kind of used, and the one I found is this right here. And so it's one long strand and with lots of little ends. And I'll take however many I need. So sometimes I'll use 1, 2, or even 3. It's really like you choose. But this has also been really great, just because the tapestry wool, I would say, is like close to a DK weight, maybe, somewhat. But yeah, you can buy them I just get them in little bags. As you can see, I've literally left them in the bags I bought them, so I know exactly how much I spent on them. So this bag here was $3.99. And you just get a bunch of different colors. I always thrift them. You can find them at like regular thrift stores. Like, these ones are just from the Value Village. Same here. A good trick for what to look for is I try to go for 100% wool, and most of the time stuff like this is 100% wool. You can always look for a wool mark. And then I have tapestry needles. So I have a variety of sizes, but genuinely I usually just use something like this. So it's blunt, it's a blunt edge, and then it has a bigger eye here than most regular needles. So you can pass like thicker wool. Obviously I use tapestry wool just because it's what I have on hand and it's the easiest for me, but I think you can totally use like scraps and stuff as well, like just like scrap yarn that you might have laying around. I don't know why, I just don't. It's not something I gravitate towards, but you definitely can. So as I was mentioning, I'm gonna do a blanket stitch border on this end, I think, and then I'm gonna kind of fill in the rest as we go. I don't totally know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna hope that it works out. Yeah. And I think I'm between using, I think I'm gonna use some of this yarn, and now I'm gonna look up a tutorial for how to do a blanket stitch because I can't really remember. It's nighttime. The update is that I've actually done one whole side of blanket stitch. It's far from perfect, and I am encountering not problems, but like the fringes that look very pathetic are kind of just poking out, so I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with them. But otherwise it doesn't look too bad. Like, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'll have to go in and do some like little touch-ups. But I'm okay with like the imperfection because otherwise it just wouldn't be usable, and I want to use it, so I'm just gonna accept that this is the way it has to look. We're embracing it. That being said, I started the other side, but I've now encountered this situation here. I don't know how much you can see, but it was, oh, done that, don't remember doing that. Okay, I'm gonna take the tapestry needle out. Basically, this is what I was talking about when I was saying that I had started kind of fixing it. It was I had done stuff across here, and so what I think I'm gonna try to do is do like a little crochet border here, like literally just a chain, because that's pretty much all I know how to do. I'm gonna do a single crochet chain across so that I can work in and out, kind of like weave in there. I don't know if it's gonna work, we're gonna find out. I also only have like 2 crochet hooks. I have either a 6mm or a 3mm, so I'm gonna try the 3mm, but I don't know how that's gonna go. Also, I clearly don't know how to crochet, so like, no one get mad at me. Okay. Okay. I am running out of yarn already, but that's okay. Let's see, how much more do I have to go? Ooh, a while actually. Okay, I'm gonna try to join more yarn. I don't know, I've never done that, so let's, for crochet, so I don't really know how that's gonna work.
It was very engaging, which made us even more confident in our decision. You're trying to take as much information as.
I'm not sure if this is really the ideal angle to do this from, but that's what we're doing. Okay, as you just saw, I decided to felt the little ends because they were just not in good shape. So I'm felting them to the back, and I think that's also helping reinforce kind of the ends of the blanket. I did one whole edge, and now I'm doing the other edge. This edge is in worse condition though, especially around like this hole here, and then like leading to this hole in here. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, because I will have to reinforce it anyways with stitching, but maybe I'll also actually felt a little pieces of mohair into there. I don't know. We're gonna see what I decide to do. The other edge looks, I find it just looks a lot better. Like, just very clean, and it's like worked into the back there, so it looks pretty good. And I'm just using, I have this It's a needle. I think this is off Amazon. I'm not even gonna lie, unfortunately. But that is from like 2 years ago maybe. And then this is like a pillow I literally made like 2 seconds ago. It's has like yarn scraps in it with like some stuffing and fabric scraps. But it's a good like replacement for a felting pillow if you don't have one. I have the two other sweaters that I need to mend. I'm gonna show you the try-on clips really quick. I have this green cashmere sweater that cardigan, whatever, that I've owned and like consistently worn for like 3 years straight. And there is a hole that's been there the whole time, like was there when I bought it. And I've yet to fix it. So here it is. You can kind of see it, I think. But yeah, that's what I need to fix. It's all good. This is why we're doing this video. So I'm gonna start with the easiest of the two, which is the green cashmere sweater and the like minuscule hole that there is. I don't have an exact match, but I'm gonna use this green thread. I think it's pretty close. It's like far from perfect, but it's not terrible. So yeah, and it's gonna take me probably like 2 seconds to fix, I think, but we'll see. Like more than midpoint update, you can see I've gone across. I'm a little worried that I should have used 2 strands instead of just 1, but we'll see. I've started going back across and then hopefully it'll be done pretty quick. It's taken like maybe 10 minutes so far, so it's a very quick process. And all done. I mean, obviously it's not invisible, but I think it looks pretty good. Yay! Here's the next one. I'll show you the little try-on clip. This is a 100% wool sweater. I bought it at a like vintage store in London and it was £10 pure, which is a really great price. The children screaming. Purely because there's some like holes that you can kind of see in the neckline here. There's some more on the inside, so they just need to be fixed. That's it. That's all I have. I felt like there might have been some on the sleeve, but I think it's actually fine. So it's literally just these like holes on the ribbing up here. So it should be a pretty easy thing to fix, I hope. But here are I think I have just 3 tiny mends to do, which is like crazy. You can kind of see them in the video, but I've got like these 2 spots. Then there's a portion on the inside of the collar as well. But that's it. Like I was convinced there was something else, but it's literally just that. So this is another one that's not gonna take me a long time, and yet I've been putting off for many months now, but let's get going. Okay, I have to pick one of these blues, basically. I could do navy or I could go to the lighter color. I think I might do the lighter one. I don't know why I'm tempted to do that, but I just think it'll look better. Or I go really light. I go like this one. What do you think? I'm leaning towards this one. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Not really, like as you saw, there is no technique to this. It's very much just like vibes based. We have 2 mends. I'm working on this one here, and then I probably have to do a little one right here, which will be like literally probably just a couple stitches. But yeah, coming along very quickly. After finishing both the sweaters that you saw, The mends are all good on that one. I'll show them later. But I've been slowly making progress on the blanket. I feel like it's not coming out great. Like, truth be told, like, I feel like it's kind of ugly looking. But the damage is quite, like, I don't want to say, like, extensive, but there's quite a bit of it. And, like, I find it really difficult because of the mohair. Like, I can't figure out the weight of the yarn I should be using. Because, like, as you saw, I don't know if I did, but I was using, like, on my earlier, I was using 2 strands of that thinner yarn that I had, and it just, like, it doesn't really seem to, like, hold, or, like, it doesn't really feel like it's fixing anything. Like, it doesn't do enough. And so I used a little bit of the like tapestry wool for, like, the actual holes. So, like, here's one of the edges where I had, like, a hole. So I did that. I don't know, I'm gonna show it better. As you can kind of see, like, I just did a little weave, but even that, like, it's quite holy, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of holes in it. I'm wondering if I don't try to, like, even felt it a little bit, because, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, like, a trust the process moment. And then also, part of me is also like, this is gonna sit on my bed. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just feel like it might be a little disappointing to watch because you're like, oh, it's actually worse than it was before. I think the kind of challenge with this blanket is that it's really worn down along the edges, not just the edges themselves, but, like, for, like, this much of the blanket, like, especially in this spot here, it's really, like, fine. And, like, I feel like if I applied even the slightest amount of pressure, like, I'd be able to snap threads, like, really easily. And so trying to figure out how to reinforce that is kind of difficult. This is some, you can kind of know how obvious it is, but you can kind of see, like, I've put a couple threads through like that. That helps a bit. That's the update. I need to just keep, like, working at it, but it'll come along, I'm sure. It's just long, and I have to stay, like, for me at least, stitching is not the most fun. I don't know why. Like, embroidery and all that has never really appealed to me. So this is a bit of also, like, a challenge to make myself do it. But we'll keep working at it. Final update for the night. That's pretty decent. Despite the fact that I'm wearing seemingly the same clothes, I'm not. It's just the sweater. It is a new day, but let me show you the progress I made. Oh, as I drop everything everywhere. I've started actually, like, weaving it in, as you can kind of see. It's slow going because it's pretty, like, it's a pretty long surface I'm going back and forth on, but it's coming along. It is kind of getting a little wavy just because of the way I'm doing it. Could I have avoided this? Maybe, but yeah, it's okay. It's just, I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm forcing myself to do this, but it's definitely, I have to motivate myself a little bit. But once I get started, it's fine. It's very, like, mindless, repetitive, so it's okay. Basically, I want to finish this today. It's Tuesday. I have 5 hours before I need to leave for class, so I'm just gonna, like, hunker down and get the blanket done. Yeah, I have a couple small areas like this that I still need to fix as well, and then I probably need to felt the blanket quite a bit more, especially the new, like, these little bits that I've done, so I need to lock in. But yeah, I'm gonna update you. I'm gonna try every hour. I feel like that could be good, but we'll see if I actually end up doing that. Okay, we're at the hour mark. The update is that we're almost done this section of the blanket. Let me show you. Prepare for like the worst angle ever. But yeah, I have my sweater. But basically I've gone back and forth enough, and now I'm just gonna do this little bit here back and forth. Like I'm not gonna go all the way across. And then this section will be done, and I'll just have a couple little bits here and there to fix up, and then I'm gonna start felting. But I've lost the little the wooden handle that I was using to felt, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But hopefully it's fine. Okay, we're an hour and 20 in. It's pretty much done. Like this section. Sorry, I should specify. I still have little bits and bobs to do, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna go take a lunch break, and then I'll be back. This is me post lunch. But yeah, I've got lemonade. I'm gonna do the last little bits of the blanket, and then I'm gonna tackle something else. I'm gonna take a little break from it. I'm gonna do the socks. Yay! Hour 3 update. I am finally actually gonna take a break from the blanket to work on the socks, and I'm realizing I forgot the darning mushroom for this. But I'm gonna go get that, and then I will actually work on them. But as you can see, these are wool socks from Alpaca Charlevoix. The boots I wear in the winter really just wear down any type of sock. I have so many pairs now that have been like utterly destroyed by these boots. I'm debating between doing like a duplicate stitch or a more of a like a darning. But yeah, I need to figure that out. I think duplicate stitch, the problem is they're so fine that I would like lose my mind trying to do that. So I think I might just do a darn. But yeah, we'll see. It's my 4-hour update. I have finished mending one of the socks. I decided on darning, and even that was really challenging just because of like how fine this yarn is, because it's machine made. I don't know how obvious that is. Can you see what I'm showing you? I'll show it better. Like the nylon bits are the little white bits that you can kind of see, so they poke out. So I don't know how to get rid of that, but otherwise, you know what? Part of me is also just like, I'm trying to make this wearable, not perfect. It doesn't need to be beautiful. No one's gonna see this portion of the sock, really. So it's okay. We're going for wearable, not perfect. And they're both done with 15 minutes to spare on this 5-hour challenge. Basically, all I have left is felting the blanket. But I have to go to class in like half an hour, so I'm not gonna do that now. So that'll be a tomorrow thing, but like almost done. Go me. Okay, the pile is done. I feel like it looks like I did a lot more than I actually did, but you know what? I'm gonna count it. Let me put this down on the wet ground. I'm doing this in literally no specific order. I have the socks that I showed you, well, that you basically saw the entire process of, but here they are again. I put them like puppet style on my hands. I think they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how they're looking. It's gonna felt down as I wear them. I know that from like past men's. I ended up going with I think 2 or 3 strands of the like finer wool that I had, and I think that was like a good call. Like I think that was kind of the perfect amount. And again, they don't have to be beautiful, they just have to be functional. We have the green cashmere sweater that literally needed like, I basically just had to spend like 10 seconds with it and it would have been fine. It's like here. There you go. It's all fixed though. It is definitely visible. Like it's not a perfect color match, nor is it like a little duplicate stitch moment. But you know what? Once again, it works. It was a lot tighter than I was expecting. There you go. Okay. I could lie, but I won't. I've actually missed a spot. I was certain that there was a spot that wasn't on the collar, and there is in fact one, and it's right here. And so I haven't mended this, but I'm going to count it, and I will do it. I promise. I swear. But sometimes that's something I find with sweaters, is that you don't notice where all the holes are. But anyways, this is my last sweater that I mended. I bought it with holes in it, as I was explaining, and so I kept finding them. I found one like here and then a couple around the collar that I hadn't picked up on the first kind of time. I'm like lunging into this position. But yeah, there you go. Okay, unlunge. And yeah, but I definitely think I'll get a lot of wear out of this, and yeah, it was a good mend. Again, did not take too much time, which is always nice. And it's a cute little sweater. It's longer than I was expecting. I did try this on, I swear. But finally, for the pièce de résistance, if you will, is the blanket. Pretty, like, in the end, I actually think it turned out pretty good. Let me show you some of the mends. But this is the big one. I think it actually looks good. I think felting it is really the solution here, because it melds everything together, especially this is kind of like a mohair, so it was already brushed out a bit, so that really helped it. But I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. It's not too wavy. It is a little bit, the border's not perfect, but yeah, it's definitely pretty good. We have this little spot here, then you have the whole border on this side, you have a little mend here, you have somewhere up here, you have the hole here, which again I kind of felted out, then you have this mend here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with the result. I think this is one that I'm just gonna have to like slowly work over the years, because I do think that like as time goes on and with use, hopefully I'm hoping it'll felt into itself a little more just through use. But also I do think that there's other little spots that I got a little lazy and didn't do that will eventually need some mending. It's not perfect, but again, repeat after me, folks. It doesn't need to be beautiful, it just needs to be functional. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the results from this like little like week of mending. I think it basically forced me to do a bunch of tasks that like sometimes I just don't want to do. And sometimes that's what's great about doing videos, is that I really have to focus in on something. I think mending is so important, especially in a world where it feels like you're really, everything is made to just be thrown out once it's no longer functional. And whereas like things can be fixed, you can use them again, you can make it work, and there's like beauty in that. I think a lot of like, there's a couple artists who I follow who I really love, who I'll put up now. I think Celia Plim, or is it Cecilia? I always get that wrong, has a really lovely book on mending. I have not read it yet, I would really love to. And does a lot of like really interesting mending. And then also, I am forgetting, it's like Creative Visible Mending, I believe is like the handle on Instagram. It's a knitwear designer who does a lot of like really beautiful stuff. I actually have the book. I'll like pretend I have it here, but like it's upstairs. And yeah, I just really encourage you to try it out. Even if it doesn't look good, that's okay. I feel like that's not the point, at least not for me. Like that'll come with time. I think the more you mend, the better you'll get at it, as with everything. But yeah, anyways, let me not ramble on any longer. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.